What's going on, Terraluna Classic family? Right, two pretty big updates for you. We've got one from the USTC Quant Algo team and one from Hexagon, the owners of the, the endpoint, the infrastructure. We've got some pretty big updates to talk to you about that, as well as some price action and what is going on with the burns. All of that in this video. If you want to stay up to date with everything going on with Terraluna Classic, as well as the wider cryptocurrency market, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on, and drop a like on this video. And with that being said, let's head on over and see exactly what's going on. So the USTC team's weekly update, number 10. It's, well, could do with a bit more. That's the honest answer. So it says, we're trialing weekly updates that are short in length. Please let us know how you feel about it. So what have we got for the previous week? Well, there's meetings with centralized exchanges, prepared a light paper with financial projections for discussions with those centralized exchanges, and continued work on restructuring of USTC debt, and established a potential future direction and roadmap for reviving the blockchain. So pretty big statements, albeit we don't really know what's going on. We don't really understand what's here. I guess they can't list who the exchanges are, but we'd certainly like to probably understand what is the purpose of the meetings. What are they trying to get out of these exchanges? We talked about a governance proposal around Binance burning USTC as an example. Is that something that they are looking at? Remember, in order to repeg USTC, we need to drastically remove the supply of it and equally continue to bring the supply of Luna Classic down to ensure that that peg is much more stable. Now, there's a ton of mechanics that sit within it to really drive that. But yeah, again, I'd want to see a little bit more. Remember, we're paying a chunk of money to this team to build out on our USTC repeg, and it's by month, so that time will run out, and then we are in a world where we need to refund that. Now, bear in mind, our volume is pretty low. We need to rebuild the community pool. We need to get results. That's the reality of this. There has to be a long-term plan. There has to be results that come on the back of it. Otherwise, the chain will die and their funding will dry up. So again, I want to see a little bit more, but at least we are seeing something. Now, what's the next big update? This one's a bit more meaty, shall we say. I guess I'm going to throw it out to you guys to get your view on it. But Hexagon have come out and they're talking about a transition to monthly payments. Now, remember, when we talk about Hexagon, this was a chunk of money once again in order to manage the infrastructure. One I never thought would go through, but did. And equally, Happy Catty Crypto, shout out to him, talked about, do we actually need this? So I'm going to sort of skim through this and give you a view, but ultimately, what is it about? Well, they're committed to support the infrastructure and they'll provide the following valuable services, which is L2 support and testing to assist the L1 team, Terra Classic Station, both on Android and iOS, the on-ramp guarding service, migration of legacy Terra Classic Station to the interchain Terra Classic Station, MISC enhancements and bug fixes, and the spend proposed to ensure the continued operation and maintenance of the infrastructure. So ultimately what we've got now in order to build it out. Now, like I said, Happy talked about this in terms of, do we need this right now? A chain that had days last week that knocked in under $11 million worth of volume. Is this something right now this chain needs? And you've got to argue the point that there is no point drawing the blood out of something, because ultimately what happens is it runs out of blood. And this probably feels like it's very similar within this. Now, obviously, there's a chunk of stuff that it monitors and a chunk of stuff that it does, all of which, or the vast majority of it, can be governed through TFL, can be governed through the station wallet. When you think about the cost, what does it look like? $3,000 per month to run it and $12,000 in wages. You can see how that breaks down into these individuals. It's a chunk of money working a, fair chunk of hours on the back of it, albeit 240 split over the course of 4 weeks. Well, it's a chunk of hours, is that certainly going into that as well. So look, the team are going to work hard on it, 30 days per month. They are going to commit to it. However, $12.50 an hour, it's a good amount of money. Is this something we really need to spend though? $15,000 in order to manage the endpoints to ultimately get this. This is the Terra Classic Station. What does this give us? We get a fund community pool. You can send it straight there. Likewise, the burn mechanism, our staking for the validators, what that looks like, as well as some history swaps, and obviously those governance proposals. You can see there, Binance to start burning USTC. So is it really needed given our current situation? We're currently burning 40 million Luna Classic, and when you look at the stats, we still continue to see people unstake and remove their Luna Classic from the ecosystem. This is coming out. Is it being sold or not? We'll take a look at the chart in just a minute, but this is the reality. So, USTC team, great. We've got an update. They're building with the exchanges. Again, they have to deliver on price. They have to deliver on burns. We have to deliver on repeg. And then equally those endpoints, running those endpoints, managing that infrastructure. It's just a chunk of change. When we take a look at what's going on with here, you can just see that there is a significant cost attached to this, and all of which we need to continue to build out. If you look at this in terms of where we are, we are finding it ever more difficult to build our supplies back up, in which funding takes place. We need to fund the chain in order to have the chain very successful. So I want to know what your views are on those two proposals. What does the price look like? Well, the market's just had a nice little move. Luna Classic absolutely moving with that. USTC up about 4%. So you see there, we're currently trading at the 5977. I'd love it to break back into the sixes. Few key points to measure on here. The VPVR giving us a view there around 6086 will be the next point of resistance as it joins here on this 100-day EMA line. We are, however, in a nice bullish movement upwards. PLC line there being at 5081, broke through that quite significantly, and it'd be great to see this continue to move to the upside. Definitely looking to test this 6031 level. Keep you posted on what's going on with that, but it continues to build out. There continues to be good news and there continues to be challenges when it comes to Terra Luna Classic, but whenever we have volume, whenever we have people committed to the chain, well, I'll be producing videos, I'll be here, and I'll still be holding my Luna Classics. So if you're the same, be sure to subscribe. Let's share this video. Let's get the news out. It feels like people that were talking about Luna Classic have moved on. They're not interested anymore. We're still here for it. We're still bringing it. So make sure you like and share this content, and I really, really appreciate it. As ever, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.